A new 9th Age battle. We're using the 202 rules. And the High Elves against Sylvan Elves have dropped everything first in a counterthrust with objective King of the Hill. The High Elves chose this hill as an objective, and the Forest Elves chose this forest. So they'll have to try to capture the opposite side's objective and keep their own safe from the enemy. The Sylvan Elves had only dropped the wild huntsmen, forest rangers and archers before the High Elves dropped everything. There they go. In moments past, the die was cast. The Sylvan Elves line up. The rearmost glade riders are ambushing, so they're not on the table yet. The Vanguards have started advancing against each other, and the Sylvan Elves still have Vanguards left. The Sylvan Elves are done vanguarding. Everything moves up. Kestrels position themselves. The dragon is the front. The Highborne elves go first. They shoot down a unit of 10 archers here, behind the pond. Otherwise, they take out 2 wild huntsmen with sky sloops.
And the Grey Watchers.
And Grey Watchers. Otherwise, they retreat a bit back to their side of the table. While the Sylvan Elves are on the offensive on their turn 1. On the Sylvan Elf turn 1, they advance with everything, except the Briar maidens holding back. Now they're surrounding the central High Elf force, so they're under large pressure. The Shapeshifter Prince is right up there. Magic, 6 dice, just like the High Elves got. Let's see what they get out of it. The archers right here had a hard time hitting the dragon because of the hard cover, but they didn't have many good options. The archers, on the other hand, shot down 2 reavers. They made their panic test, and now this is how it looks. A crowded center of the battlefield, with many targets for the High Elves, which they have to eliminate before they storm the High Elven hold. Their ranks. They're spread out, weak. Battle line. Is there a counterpunch coming here? The High Elf General will decide. The High Elves used their turn well. The archers shot down the Shapeshifter straight in front of their feet. And they shot down all the Kestral knights except one with 1 wound left by using the dragon's breath and the sky sloops shooting their bolts. So there's only 1 Kestral left there. Now the Sylvan Elves will have to strike while the iron is hot before they lose too much. Those are the 3 conditions. On Sylvan Elf turn 2, the ambushers came in right here. The other troops on the right flank move around and make ready. The forest rangers are not on the hill and not visible. 1 Kestral Knight charged the archers in hope of having Summer's Growth cast on it, but it was only 1 and was cut down by the 2 elven heroes, highly elven heroes. Now over here, 4 wild huntsmen and 3 Kestral Knights charged the spearmen, but the spearmen proved their merit against cavalry, slaying almost anyone before they could do more than strike back with 1 Kestral, and the wild huntsmen had same initiative and did strike back, but not doing too many wounds.
I also used the hereditary to save 4. So you did 10 wounds, but it only ended in 6 wounds.
Exactly. The Sylvan had a large defeat of 4 points. Now the High Elves have turn 3. and not as strained a position, or maybe. The dragon charged and killed 6 forest rangers, not losing any wounds in return, and running down the 4 which fled. The kestral fled, but was not caught. The archer shot down 9 forest rangers, and the sky sloops shot down 4 wild huntsmen.
And the Grey Watchers shot down 3.
3 others. So the High Elves have pretty much wrapped up the battle now. Let's see if the Sylvan Elves can do anything in turn 3. Round 3 did not help much for the Sylvan Elves. The round 2 pretty much decided most of the battle. The 1 forest ranger charging into the archers became 7 after Summer's Growth. But they only did 1 wound to each of the heroes and killed 1 archer, and were on the losing side by 4, fled and were run down. A couple of wild huntsmen appeared from the hereditary spell of druidism. But the positioning is not good enough for the Sylvan Elves to be able to catch up against all the shooting, which we'll see in turn 4 of High Elves. We're ending the battle now. The Sylvan Elves were routed and they pretty much lost already before their round 2. So how did the High Elf general see this from his purview?
Well, I think you put a lot of pressure on me in turn 1. But in turn 2, I think that some of that pressure didn't end in anything, and I was able to shoot my way out and basically, yeah, secure both objectives and kill most of the Sylvan Elves army just by shooting.
You commented that after round 1 you saw light in the end of the tunnel.
Yes. Yeah, because I think that you had a lot of pressure, but when you declared the charges, I think that it wasn't so scary for me in the end. So when we were finished with your turn 2, then you had lost a lot of that pressure.
Yeah, the archer you block in the middle there was not taken out by all that pressure. And the Sylvan Elf could have charged with more units, but it would have lost one of them probably to stand and shoot.
I think it was pretty hard for you to take it out, because I would always have the opportunity to take a stand and shoot reaction. And
yep.
There are so many shots, so I would have wiped out one of your units. So the only way to take it out was to get
all 4.
Yeah, a pretty good multi-charge.
And it would have been worth it even losing more units.
Yes,
I see that now.
Yes. Yeah, because there's so many points in an unit. It's 1200 points.
Of course. So the Sylvan Elves played it safe to try to save 300 points and did not manage to take out the 1200 points. That was the crux of the battle.